So have you ever heard of the sugar ball? Well, if you haven't, you will have after today, because I'm putting it head to head with a ProV1 with some very interesting results. Welcome back to Elite Performance Golf Studios, and today we're switching it up a little bit. We've got a ball test, and that is the sugar ball up against a ProV1. Now, if you haven't heard about sugar ball, I'm sure you probably have. They've been around a little while. It's kind of another one of these direct-to-consumer brands trying to bring you top quality product, cut out the middleman at a lower price point, but with the same great performance, which you're going to find out today. So it's marketed as that kind of tour performance, three-piece urethane kind of premium ball to go up against the likes of your ProV1s, but with the added benefit of at a lower cost, cutting out that middleman kind of manufacturing and then distributing themselves, cuts that out so it gets a price. We're looking at around, I think you buy the sugar balls in a cube, which is quite cool, and it's 27 balls for $62.50, which kind of equates to about £27.70, something like that for a dozen, against your ProV1, which is, you know, your bigger online retailers are selling those for about £45 for a dozen. So substantially quite a bit cheaper really for a dozen. So, I mean, if the performance stacks up, worth a shot, right? So they're distributed in this country by a company called EGN Golf. So that's egngolf.co.uk is who distributes them in this country. And right now you can get 10% off one cube using the code EP10. Now, this is not a sponsored video. They did give me some balls to test, which is why I'm kind of doing this video and testing them out, but this is not sponsored in any way. They did set up that code for anyone who wants to go and get 10% off. Why not, right? It's 10% off. So yeah, but not sponsored in any way, and it will by no means alter my kind of review of this ball whatsoever. That is not me. I will never be doing that. So yeah, tour quality, premium ball, at a lower price, designed to go up against your ProV1. So let's see if it does. Right, so we're starting off with the sugar ball. As I said, we're going to do 50 yard, full pitching wedge, full 7-iron, full driver. I'll show you 3 or 4 with each, because it's going to be a lot of shots, obviously. So it'll be 50 yard, 3 with ProV, 3 with sugar, full wedge, 3 with ProV, 3 with sugar, 7-iron, etc., etc. So I won't be showing you loads and loads of shots, and I'll comment on feel and stuff like that as we go through. But yeah, it's going to be a really, really interesting test, this. Okay, it's a good start. It's flown the green. It was a decent strike. Yeah, got the old adrenaline going a little bit. It's quite like a firm feeling ball. I would say a little clicky, I guess. It's a little bit firm. You can hear that's a little bit of a click to it. I don't mind that though, especially with these sort of shots. It makes it feel like there's something there, like it's gonna kind of zip in there and just stop. A low little nipper in there and just check up. Beautiful. That was a nice strike. Zoop. Beautiful. That was very nice. Yep, loads has been from 50 yards. Oh, that's a little low nipper. Oh, look at that. Zip. Ooh. Beautiful. Nipped that off beautifully. 8,700 backspin. Loads of backspin from 50 yards. Love that. I really don't mind that clicky feel. Like it just feels like it just clicks off the face and like, quite like that. Right, loads of shots hit with the sugar at 50 yards. Now we're going to move into the ProV1. Definitely softer straight away. Definitely like much softer off the, I wouldn't say much, but it's definitely softer. There's not the cover just feels, it's not quite as, you can feel like a little bit more compression, I would say, in the ball. Like it just feels like it's giving a little bit, whereas the sugar just, it feels very solid, I would say, the sugar. That felt nice. That felt like a lovely pure strike. Carried it a couple yards too far, but it's interesting. 81. 81. Yeah, that was a good, that felt about as nippy as I could nip it. And yeah, 8,000. It'll be quite interesting to see these numbers with a 50-yard shot. Oh, that felt like a lovely, like, down into it. Zip. Yeah, it's kind of got that little bit of zip. 82, yeah. Not bad, not bad. Right, it's 50-yard numbers. We've got sugar on top, ProV1 on the bottom. So ball speed, the same. Ball speed, kind of standard deviation and retention, pretty much the same, very good. Launch, both basically 29. ProV marginally lower, but again, that's more probably me than it is the ball. Like that's nothing really, like 0.3 of a degree. Backspin, sugar 8,000. ProV1, again, a smidge under 8,000, was 100 revs in that on average. So I did find, I reckon, the sugar ball spun a little bit more. Like when I really nipped one with the sugar, I think the spinniest one I got with it was 8,600 and something. And with the ProV1, 8,300 and something. So I would say from 50 yards, I found the sugar ball did spin a fraction more than the ProV1. But yeah, ball speed, launch, spin. Spin, the standard deviation on spin, we do see a bit tighter with the ProV. Again, that could be a little bit of the ball. I did, in all honesty, feel it was a little bit me as well. I just felt the set with the ProV, it was just consistent. I was swinging well, I was in my groove. It was just good. So maybe a little bit more consistent, but I would attribute a little bit of that to me as well, to be fair. And then carry 50 yards. So again, really here we're looking at launch, spin, ball speed, all that kind of thing, retention, those kind of things. And yeah, I mean, performance in that area is very similar. Right, so now we're into the full pitching wedge, starting off with the sugar ball. I hit a couple there just to try and figure out what sort of yardage I would be hitting today, because I vary a lot day to day. And we're playing 13 feet uphill as well to this green. So trying to figure out exactly where that's going to be. That's a bit pulley. Yeah, got away with it. It's a good strike. Not that bad, is it? Not that bad. It's not the best, but I wouldn't be too upset with that. Yeah, it's okay. Yep, so I'll show you a few more of these. Felt okay. Yeah, so you take that one. A bit toey. Yeah, a little bit toey. And plenty of spinach. We like spinach. That felt good. Go on, settle down, go in the hole. Yep. Didn't get too much better than that. Right, into the ProV1 with pitching wedge. Hit some unreal shots with that sugar ball with the pitching wedge, to be fair. Which definitely is not the ball, but oh, that was so good. Woo! That was very nice. I like that a lot. A little bit of spin on that, just a smidge. At 10-3. Woo! Yeah, just smoking this thing. Hitting it so well. I don't know if you've ever heard anyone say they're smoking a pitching wedge before, but hitting it quite nice. Interesting amount of drop-off of spin that we got there, though. And again, that's more me. I don't think that's the ball, but I hit that really well. That first one I showed you, was it 10,300 spin? I hit that really well. That was like 9.4, so yeah, 900 revs different. Like, that's a lot. That is a lot. Go in the hole. See what that one was. That was a tiny bit thin, 9.7 in between, yeah? You can really start to see how strike influences spin rate so much, like. Right, so full pitching wedge numbers. Again, sugar on top, ProV1 at the bottom. So ball speed, a little bit more out of the ProV1. Again, mile an hour, that was me or the ball. Honestly, couldn't tell you, but that's how it shaped out. Again, I feel I was just a bit more consistent with the ProV possibly, but again, it's 1 mile an hour in it. Launch, so a little bit more launch out of the ProV1, and spin, I mean, nothing in it, is there really? And actually the spin with the sugar ball on that one, slightly tighter than the ProV1. Again, probably more me than the ball, being completely honest. But again, that's super, super tight. I mean, because I hit quite a few shots of that, but I was swinging that wedge really well. Again, carry distance there was 1 yard in it in total. Standard deviation, really good on the ProV1. So standard deviation on ball speed and carry, ProV1. Standard deviation on the spin, sugar ball. But again, in the launch and spin, we see that the launch is a tiny bit higher with a little bit more deviation with the ProV1. But backspin, literally almost identical. So possibly a little more launch with the ProV1. We'll see if that carries on into the 7-iron. But again, realistically, there's really not a lot in there in terms of performance difference. All right, shot 80 into the sugar ball with 7-iron. I just registered the shot. Well, that's gonna have to get deleted. Yeah, sugar ball with my 7-iron. So we've got the flag at 175 because I think it's playing about 5 yards uphill. Normal 7-iron would probably be 180, 185 carry if I really catch it. The feel of the sugar ball with the pitching wedge versus the ProV1, I would say you could still feel it was a little bit firmer, but not as noticeable as with the 50-yard shot. I would be how I would describe that, to be honest. Right. Oh, stripe is left. That is, yeah, that's pulley. Hit that so well. That has gone absolutely miles. Yeah, that's gone a long way. That was 187, I think, on the flat. That's, yeah. That's, wow, okay. Swinging fast today. And yeah, it felt great. Didn't really feel hard at all. Oh, excuse me. Didn't really feel that firm at all, to be honest. I felt really good. I'll have to double check the loft of this 7-iron because it's a T100S, but I weakened it a little bit. I think it might actually be playing 34 at the minute, and I wanted it to be playing 33, but I'm not entirely sure what it is playing. Oh, that's so good as well. You know what's going on with me today? Hitting the ball so well, it's going absolutely miles. Yes, speed, 132 ball speed. That felt like a really good strike. It's just, I think, it's just, this just, how is this going so far? Right out the screws, it's great. I actually really like those numbers, 18 launch, 62 backspin, efficiency, 139, that's, yeah, that's pretty ridiculous, that's too much. But, good numbers. Right then, ProV1 time. What was that? Right, ProV1. Yeah, decent set of results there with the sugar ball. I'm starting to get a little bit tired now because that shot 95 I'm on now. So, yeah, starting to feel it in the back a little bit, but we'll power through. Still got driver to do yet. Strike was actually okay, just turned it a little bit, similar to that very first one with the sugar ball. Again, like, it's just hit it too far. Again, yeah, don't mind those numbers at all. Ball speed is just like 133. could go in the hole. That's too long. Of course. Strike was actually a bit toey. There's something that I absolutely love about these irons. Like, genuinely, that, obviously it was toe strike, didn't feel that great. Like, if anyone's seen T100Ss or T100s, they basically look like blades. Like, down by the ball, the head is small, top line's small, looks beautiful. I actually went 100S and went weak to really take all the offset out, and I actually feel the 100S is more forgiving than the 100, so why not just play something that looks exactly the same? You can tweak loft a little bit to get the numbers where we want them, but maybe gives you that little bit of extra forgiveness, takes away the offset, looks pure, and then does that on a miss hit. No brainer. Went on off on a little bit of a tangent there, to be fair, on the clubs rather than the balls, but I do love these 100Ss. They are brilliant. Again, it's good. A little bit pulley, but I think again it feels like 98.5 swing speed. What is going on? Actually, she's baffling me a little bit. I haven't seen, but yeah, feel-wise, yeah, it's not as noticeable as in the 50-yard shots, but it does feel slightly softer than ProV1. Not like night and day, oh my god, but it does feel just a little bit softer off the face. Don't know if I've ever hit so many good shots. Like, that was just 4 in a row. Like, just feel like I can't miss today. Great strike. I'm actually getting a little, taking off a lot of loft. Which again is not a bad thing, to be fair, but flattening out that ball flight a little bit, and that's sometimes why these tests are a little bit harder, but hitting the ball so well. I'm actually playing in a charity day next week, and it'll be my second round this year, because I only ever hit balls indoors. Guarantee I'd go out and play like an absolute, if I could figure out how to put beeps in on editing, I would. Beep. And it's a range warrior kind of thing. I'm great on a range as soon as I get on a course. 20 over. Right then, full 7-iron numbers. Same as before. Sugar on top, ProV on the bottom. So ball speed, got a little bit more out of the sugar in this test. Standard deviation ball speed wise was pretty much the same. A little bit more ball speed out of sugar. And again, actually, I would, in all honesty, contribute that down to me. Like, I just felt the set with the sugar ball, I was just swinging a little bit better. I maybe hit a couple a little bit worse with the ProV, but it's very much in 1 mile an hour. In all honesty, for you, most people, you're never ever going to notice that ever. Launch actually we saw a bit less with the ProV1 and a little bit more spin, like a little bit more spin. So 18, 17 and a half. I mean, again, if you're really talking tour level standards, we may be worried about that ½ degree, but for your most average weekend golfers, certainly not too worried about that ½ degree, to be completely honest with you. And spin 67 to 67.50. I mean, it's 50 revs in it, ½ degree and 50 revs. I mean, that's just, I mean, your standard deviation, 411, 470. Again, there's nothing in that at all. Standard deviation across the board is very, very close, very tight. We've got 180 carry, 181 carry. Dispersion's pretty much the same. I mean, again, really, apart from a little bit more ball speed with the sugar, which, to be honest, I would contribute to me, it's very, very little performance-wise to pick those balls apart there, is there? It's very, very good. Whew. Right, so we're into the big dog, the driver. And the setup we will touch on, as we have a very new setup, TSR 3, 9-degree head, sleeve setting at C1. So that's down and loft and flat, 0.75 down, 0.75 flat. So we're playing 8.25 degrees. Weight set neutral. And shaft, we have the new Ventus Black TR 5X. New combo. So far, so good. 45.5 play in. D3 swing weight. We're liking it, but I'm not gonna lie, 111 shots in my back is a little bit sore. So let's see how driver's gonna go. We're back in the sugar ball. Back in the sugar ball. Actually, stripe was okay. I just kind of leaked it a little bit, which is unlike me, but good kick. Good kick. A little bit spinny. Bit spinny. Yeah. Decent club and ball speed. 167 like that. Just, yeah, a little bit too much spinach going on, but felt good. Draw back round. Let's try in. Let's try in. That was actually toey. Interesting to see what that, yeah, see the strike pattern's super consistent so far in that toe. 14 launch, 22 spin, 169 ball. Pretty good. Oh, that one felt really good. Keep drawing. Keep drawing. Ah. Just didn't quite get the draw. But that felt really nice. That is not 122 club speed, that is a misread. And I think I've seen a few other people mention that on kind of when it only picks up the 1-dot mode, which is why it didn't get strike, it didn't get kind of dynamic lie or anything like that. Club speed is just wrong. There's no way that's 138 efficiency, that's probably more like 144, 145. Yeah, 169 ball speed, 13.5 launch, 2100 backspin. Even the descent, 37. That is a lovely shot. Certainly doesn't feel that firm off the driver, I wouldn't say. Again, it's going to be very subjective, the kind of sound and feel and speed is going to come into that a little bit as well. But yeah, it doesn't feel that firm off driver, I wouldn't say. Again, smoking this thing, speed 117. Having a quick day. Numbers are good. 13.5 launch, 22 backspin, 302 carry on the flat, that 297 carry on the software, 145 efficiency. See what I mean about the efficiency now? You see that club speed, actually it wasn't 122, it's probably more like 117. 169 ball speed, 1.45 efficiency, which is what I thought it probably would be. Very similar numbers. Love it. Right, into ProV1 with driver. Yeah, my back's certainly feeling it a little bit now. I thought this was going to be a quick, easy video ball test. Doing anything in depth, it's hard work. But that's what I like, doing things a bit more in depth though, because you see some people who hit like 2 shots or something, or 3 or 4 shots, and it's just like, and they're all different strikes and all over the shop, and then compare 2 different clubs, 2 different shafts, 2 different balls with different strikes with a small data set, and you're a bit like, don't even bother. Like, we need to make sure the data that we're showing is representative of the clubs. Oh, I got underneath that one. That was a high righter. Yeah, it's not great actually. Gary was all right. On the next tee. You love being on the next tee. Yeah, launched and spun a little bit higher because we again leaked it up out to the right. But again, we can see the club speed there, misread. That is an absolute misread there. It is not doing that whatsoever. Oh, that was so good. Oh, stay right. Don't do that to me. That was so good. Absolutely mullered that. 169 ball speed, 108 club speed. Okay, so that's a bit of a jump. We've gone from, was it like 120 something to 108? Yeah, that's not correct whatsoever. It started to do that a little bit. I need to get Foresight to take a look at it, get the odd reading, but I know exactly what's going on, so it's fine. Yeah, again, I would say that it feels marginally softer now with driver, like marginal, but it's hard for me to really say it feels much in it. It's so small, but again, numbers, lovely, nice little draw, 15 launch, 2000 backspin, 169 ball speed, 303 carry, 308 carry on the flat. It's great numbers. Oh, hello. That was a little bit of a toey spinner. Oh, there we go. Go on, go on, get up there. That was not a great strike, which it also missed again. 108 club speed. Nice. 168 ball speed. So we see that spin drop 1792, 1800 because it was at the toe. I mean, honestly, this combo is just so good. That was necky. Just does so well, this driver, on every part of the face. I mean, that's 300 carry, basically. I mean, little shy on the software because we're uphill. So that wasn't that bad, to be fair. But look at those numbers. That driver setup, honestly, it is good. Like, so good. The numbers, like the feel, just every day, it's unreal. Like, go get yourself a TSR3 with Ventus Black TR5X. Unreal. But in terms of the numbers, again, we got sugar on top, ProV on bottom, ball speed and launch. I mean, that's just stupid. That's just ridiculous. I think I deleted maybe one with each because they were shockingly bad. I mean, just a really bad swing, like just crap. Nothing to do with the performance or anything. So, but apart from that, I mean, the dispersion is pretty similar with both. Actually, I was driving the ball, again, pretty well, to be honest, for me. Ball speed, the same. Standard deviation, the same. Launch, identical. Standard deviation, basically the same. Spin, 40 revs in it. I mean, standard deviation slightly tighter on ProV1, but when we're talking driver, both of those are actually pretty impressive, to be honest. And carry, 294, 296, again, slightly tighter with the ProV there. But again, when you're talking driver, they're both pretty good. I'm not really sure how we got less carry with the sugar. Same ball speed, same launch, same spin, slightly less carry. Don't know. But, I mean, again, across the board, standard deviation may be marginally tighter on the ProV1, but can I honestly say that would not be down to me? No, don't know if it's the ball or me. I'm obviously far more inconsistent than the ball is. Far more inconsistent. But again, realistically, in terms of the performance across the board, ball speed, launch, spin, there's really nothing to pip these balls apart, is there, to be honest? Very, very impressive. Right, so there we go. So similar, right? I mean, I'm a bit tired, I'm not going to lie. That was about 140 odd shots or something I hit there. My back is a little bit, oh, I just clicked. It's a little bit on the way out. So yeah, I mean, numbers-wise, you literally cannot split these two balls apart. You really can't. They're unbelievably close in terms of performance. So, I mean, obviously, you've got to give it to Sugar. They've done a fantastic job of creating a ball that performs exactly the same as a ProV1. Now, obviously, a caveat to this is that there's a lot of things I cannot test. Things like the dimple patterns. Obviously, Titleist's put a lot of time, money, R&D in that kind of area to create how the ball flies through the wind. Obviously, we're in an indoor dry ball condition, so I'm not outdoors with a TrackMan, so we can't test the kind of actual differences of how the ball would fly through the air, which can make quite a difference. So can't test that at the moment. Dry ball data only, unfortunately. And then the other thing that I obviously can't test is the consistency of the ball. So obviously we know Titleist's quality control is second to none, best in the world, put a lot of money into that. So the balls are very consistent, the cores are very centered, all those kind of things. They do a very, very good job of that. Sugar, again, I can't comment on that. I do not know. I don't have the resources to find out, unfortunately. So those are the only two things that obviously are a bit of a caveat in this test. But I mean, yeah, in terms of dry ball data, like, unbelievably similar, isn't it? And for the price, again, I mean, what did I say it was? 62.50 for 27 a cube. So you're looking at just under £28 a dozen compared to 45 a dozen. So that's quite a substantial saving. And again, maybe not as consistent, I don't know. But cutting out that middleman, saving you the money and really giving you a tour performance ball for a much lower cost. I mean, in terms of the feel, I would say, yes, the Sugar Ball does feel a little bit firmer, a little bit clickier, I guess, certainly on the smaller wedges and probably on the putter. It will feel firmer, it will feel a little bit clickier. But I don't mind that, it's going to be very subjective. And apart from that, I I mean, I would say obviously the quality of the tightness, it looks a little bit more premium. To be fair, the dimple pattern, very defined. It looks like a very premium cover, premium ball, where the sugar ball is kind of slightly less defined dimple pattern, a little bit shinier, I guess I would say. That maybe doesn't look quite as premium, but apart from the feel and the looks, I mean, the performance was unbelievable. So for the cost, I mean, it's definitely worth a go. And again, like I said, this is not a sponsored video, but you can, it's edngolf.co.uk that distribute these in the UK. And if you use code EP10, that will get you 10% off a single cube of these balls as well at the moment. Again, I reiterate, not a sponsored video, and in no way did that change my skewings of any numbers whatsoever. Completely honest as I am in every single test, and that will never, ever change, sometimes too honest. But yeah, I mean, like I said, for the price, the performance is phenomenal, right? So worth a bash. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that in-depth video, another one. Definitely need to go home now and have a little lie down, have a little beer. It's Friday night, and relax and recover from all that hitting. Please do subscribe. Do stay tuned. We've got lots more coming. Let me know in the comments what you thought, what you want to see. Like, I'm always open. I don't mind. I'll do anything. I'm always open and intrigued to do any sort of in-depth testing. And yes, thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.